Hi guys, how are you? I am well. I wanted to talk to you while I'm nice and seated, but things have to be done. I hope you're doing well. I've been wanting so much to connect. I've had a message that I've carried for over a month. And that is not, it's so not me. I like running and getting it done whenever I have a message, but I've been feeling like this is so important that somebody grasps, even if it is just that one person. I like that they will get this message, that it will sink in, so that wherever they are, at what point of their journey, at what point of their processes, they will get it. They'll be like, I get it now, I get why I had to do this. Or somebody who is looking forward to a certain journey will be like, I know what to do. So, as the title suggests, this message is about going to your promised land. Now, something you may not have realized while you are doing your journey is that you are at a certain place and you're going towards a certain other place, okay? And the ultimate, or where the journey is taking you, is your promised land. And I don't know at this point how long you will be there and what God will need you to do once you get there, but He wants you to arrive there so that it can be the place where you get to receive the promises, His promises, the things that He told you would get once you arrive home. For somebody like Abraham, whatever the promise was that he will get a son, okay? But in the meantime, he went through so many places, setting up altars in different places where, he was journeying through. He would set up altars, he would make sacrifices to God. God would speak different things in different places, and we would later see his grandson going through the same journey, going back to where they came from, because of the sins he had committed. We don't just go back. There's a reason, or there's a pull towards going back so that you can complete something that was started by somebody else. In this case, I do feel that it was important for Jacob to go and destroy the altars, to destroy some curses, yeah? And even though it seemed like he was going there for a wife, for property and all of that, I always say, blessings and the wealth that you will gather will come from home, right? Will come from home, the root of it, yeah? But you will be getting it from other people. You will have to go and learn how to, develop it, how to maintain it, yeah? So very important, yeah? So this guy, it seems he had to go back and just take everything that was promised to him, everything, that was coming to him was from actually this uncle, right? So we see him being blessed by the dad, but he has to go back home where his people came from. First his grandpa and his mother. That is where he begins, that is where he gets his earthly, blessing. And a lot of us, I've started out like that, like getting a property from home. Maybe it's an inheritance or something like that. But for you to exercise it, to exorcise the demons from home, you have to meet with different people who will teach you and grow you, yeah? So until you reached your promised land where your people are supposed to dwell. So you see him going back, going to get a baby, now a toto, and then going back where he will dwell, yeah, with his family. And that is where now, that was the promised land, both promised to his grandpa and then to him. Like God verbally spoke to these two people and said, I will bless you, I will increase you, I will do that, yeah, in this land that I have given you. Make no mistake that this land is not where his people come from. It's not their origins. God had to take them to a different place in order to bless them, because the thing that they were birthing could not be birthed at home, okay? So their increment would be somewhere else, their dwelling would be somewhere else, their altars, and the places where they come into agreement with God would be somewhere else, not home, because home is where all the evil, all the idols dwelt, yeah? So look, for somebody like Esau, he stayed home and gathered, all that. And even though he made agreements and came into, covenants with foreign women, with the women of the land, yeah, he got it from somewhere else. You know, it was the land where the grandpa, you know, was promised, and he stayed there. This guy had to go home, you know, work out whatever thing was, you know, disturbing the family, because to get this, you know, generational blessing, he had to come into agreement. Yeah, he had to make alliances. He had to, you know, just go back, be with the uncle, learn from the uncle, grow from the uncle, gather, you know, some earthly property from the uncle, and then do the journey again, just like grandpa. It's sad that he had to do it again, even though Abraham had done it, you know, had done the most. Okay, so we are going to talk about landing there, getting to your promised land. I told you guys, and I felt like somebody in my spirit, I felt like somebody just grabbed that word virtually and understood it, which was very important, and understood it so well. So I'm going to come and talk about that. I said a while ago, the time I'm talking about that somebody grabbed the word, I said that I just arrived in America just a few months ago. You guys know I've been here for 7 years, for 6 years in America, for 6 going 7 years. I've been here for that long, but I just arrived, guys. The whole time I've just been journeying like Moses in the wilderness. Yeah, I was overspeeding there, and it feels like I'm walking on foot. Yeah, so I've been in a wilderness of some sort, but I just arrived to my promised land. And this is where I get to do things with my generation, and which is the next generation, right? But it's here, and the next generation, which would be our grandchildren, right? So we've been setting up altars everywhere these kiddos will ever go through, no matter what anyone does at this point, will be a place where we have toiled, we have poured sweat and blood, we have met the people of the land. However we dwelt with them, there's a price we've paid that these kiddos will not have to pay. Okay, so there are things that God needed us to do, so our life may not be as glamorous as our, you know, the generations that come after us that will you know, enjoy some rest, because we have come from you know, exercising the idols of our people. You know, we have come face to face with the temptations they were tempted with, whether they failed or did well. You know, we have had to, like, if you ask me, why did your mother do this? I know why she did that. I know, you know, what was set up against her, my grandma. You know, I know what was set up against these people. I know how they did. I understand. I have compassion now, something I wouldn't have gotten had I not lived the journey. Okay, so now I know what disturbed us, or what kind of evil we usually face and fight. And if it comes to me, because it does, all those familiar spirits have really tried. Yeah, kudos to them. They have really tried to grab us and pull us down, you know, to the same levels they did. They had so much fun destroying people's lives, you know, but not us. We were given more strength, right? And the strength given to our children is even more. They're the ones who will tell us, no. No, you don't come to me with that spirit. You know, that's a familiar spirit, and that will not work with me. Okay, I'm not that familiar. You know, I'm making alignments with others that are stronger than you. I will defeat you if you dare. Do you guys understand what I'm talking about? We'll talk about it some more. Bye.